just a few seconds. First of all, Merry Christmas to everyone. My name is Doug Bentz, and I'm the CEO here of Roane General Hospital. And it's my honor to welcome you all to this dedication of the Bob Ashley Conference and Education Center. Our hope and intent is to honor Bob's legacy and memory, and an opportunity to reflect and remember him as a great father, as a great husband, as a great politician, and as a great man. He spent a big part of his life giving and committing to others. You can look throughout this community and Bob's fingerprints are all over it. And this is just one more example where hopefully his life and legacy will live for generations. Before we continue to honor Bob, I'd like to also recognize some distinguished folks that joined us today. First of all, Senator Capito, what a tremendous honor and privilege it is for you to join us. And I know you were very close with Bob.
Yes.
I remember going to the picnics a long time ago. And I think a lot of people in this room certainly do. And we appreciate you're going to say a few words about him as well. But also want to recognize some other folks. Jocelyn Barnhart, I'm not sure, Jocelyn, representing Senator Justice, and at the time, Governor Justice had given some money to some rural health facilities. I see Senator Jeffries here, and he was a big part of that. And they prioritized Roane General for some grant dollars, and we were able to use some of those dollars to purchase this conference and education center. So I want to definitely thank and recognize the senator. Tyler Orrin from Carol Miller's office is here, and I've seen Tyler on numerous occasions as well as the Congresswoman, and I don't think they've missed an event for the hospital. And we were talking earlier, and we very much appreciate that. Tyler Henry from the governor's office.
Bluetooth, Henry.
Okay. Wow. So we should be good to go right now. It's disconnected. So Tyler, thank you for coming, and we appreciate everything the governor's doing, and currently focusing a lot on rural health care and the Rural Health Transformation Fund, and we look forward to seeing more of that to come in the future. Want to recognize Senator Jeffries and Delegate Erica Moore, two tremendous representatives, I guess, living Bob's legacy of honoring and committing to our community. And both of them have been tremendous in terms of working with the hospital, very good communication, and both very good advocates for rural health and for Roane County. So thank you all for coming as well. We'll have several members of our hospital board of directors here as well. I'm not going to name them individually, but you all know who you are, and thank you for your volunteerism and your dedicated service. I saw Scott. Is he still here somewhere? There's Scott back in the corner. So folks, most folks probably know Scott or know of Scott. For the folks who don't, Scott and his family have given so much to this community. It seems like every month I see something that they're either donating, they're giving their time. And probably we only see half of it. Scott's not someone that goes around and brags about those type of things, but he does give back to the community. He plays an important part of today, of course, because this was his previous home. And he was able, he thought about us in terms of when he sold it. We very much appreciate that. But prior to that, I think you all know that the hospital recently opened up a very large expansion. Without Scott donating some property to us, that would have never happened. So I would like to recognize him and give him a round of applause, everybody. Very special. So a little bit about the purpose and use of the facility. This is going to be a community-based conference and education center. We currently right now have classes down here. We have a food is medicine class where 45 people attend every week. We have diabetes education classes that go on here. It's a wonderful setting. We hope to have others as well in terms of our hospital events. This also serves as kind of a bed and breakfast for our physicians and medical staff. Being a rural facility, we have a lot of physicians that travel from out of town, including an oncologist from Lexington. Just a tremendous physician, and part of the recruitment and more likely the retention of him coming up here driving has been the mansion. And so he's got a very comfortable, close to the hospital, and just a tremendous experience, I guess, that they all say. We have our hospitalists that stay here. So this is being utilized every day, and it'll continue to be utilized every day. We also want to encourage members of the community. This is going to be a community conference and education center. We will allow you use of the property for free for community and civic events. And we want to keep this property in the community and have our community utilize it. It's also important, and Scott and I got to get together on this, the hospital turned 100, or I'm sorry, the mansion turned 100 years old this year. So we kind of missed an opportunity to do a big celebration bash, but Scott will have to get together and do something this summer, and I know he had some ideas as well. But the mansion's also 100 years old as well, as we dedicate this to Bob. So just one last comment before I allow Senator to say a few words. And I didn't know Bob as well as probably many or most of you, but I've had an opportunity to think a lot about him over the last few weeks as we're getting this organized. And the one thing that just keeps coming back to me is that he was a true gentleman. Like, I can't think, but I would walk into the Capitol, and I'm not really good at the politics. I don't tend to spend a lot of time at the Capitol or in Washington, D.C., but every time I walked to the Capitol and I would see Bob in the well, and I think a lot of people can probably remember, and Bob's 6'7", I'm 6'7", so we all see eye to eye. But I'd walk in and our eyes would connect. The next thing you know, Bob would bring me over and Bob would just introduce me to everyone. And he would call, this is my good friend, Doug. And that made me feel so special. And I'm sure many of you all had very similar interactions with him. He was a first-class dude. And over the last few weeks, I've really missed him, to be honest with you. So I'll leave it at that and allow, maybe it's my honor to also introduce Senator Shelley Moore Capito to say a few words as well. Thank you.
Well, the microphone's going to have to come down a little bit here, Doug. But thank you and everything you do here for the community and the great healthcare delivery system that you've worked for years to provide, and many of you have in this room. I just briefly want to say, first of all, Anita's going to laugh at this, but when I walked in, all I did was apologize about what I have on. But you know what? I got sick of wearing business suits. I don't get to bring my Christmas earrings out very often, and I thought it's snowing. What the heck? I'm going with the casual look today. So if you wonder about that, that's what was my thinking today. It's so wonderful to be here with Anita and Ben and Sam and her three lovely grandchildren to talk about the legacy of Bob. And Mary Jo as his sister. It's I can't even count how many visits I've been here that Bob has asked me to come or shown me something or done campaign events for me. I mean, it's too many to count. But I think we're going to go back home to Charleston on the Scott Miller Hill, and that was one of the first things he asked me. So when we decided we will go out that way, all I said in the car was, "Is it finished yet?" So Bob and I have a long legacy here, but I think it's hard on families, I think, when one of your loved ones is gone during the holidays. But what a wonderful way to honor him and his family and his contributions and all the many friends. It's just too many to count. And you said Bob was a true gentleman. Absolutely. I got to serve with him in the legislature, an absolute gentleman. He and I graduated from high school, not the same school, but high school in the same year. But I was always younger than Bob, which I always, and he used to tease, I used to tease him about that. He was my leader when I first came into the West Virginia House of Delegates in 1996. But Bob had a great sense of humor too, and he was a total family man. And so many of you in this room have many stories, I'm sure, to share, family stories, stories of children growing up together and now grandchildren, and I think that's what makes West Virginia so very, very special. So Anita, thank you for including me today. It's wonderful to see everybody. Hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I could sit here and talk for hours about what's going on in Washington, but I'm gonna save that for you. I don't wanna spoil the celebration. And Scott, it's good to see you, and thank you for everything your family has done for this community. So thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. In case you don't know, I'm Ben Ashley. I'm Bob's oldest son. My brother Sam is here with us. Beside me is my daughter Elena Ashley, who's 6, and my niece Faye, who's, you 5, you 6? How old are you? She's 5, okay. She's going on 16, I think. When I talked to Doug a few months ago about this, I knew it was going to be a tremendous honor. It was going to be a big thing, a big way to remember my dad, and I'm so thankful that we're able to do that, and I'm just absolutely in awe by the sheer number of people that are here today that made the trip. I know the weather wasn't looking good to come, but you did it, and I think Dad would absolutely love being here. I'm sure he's here with us in spirit, but there's so many friends that just fill these rooms that are just absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Doug. Thank you to the hospital. On behalf of the whole family, I just want to say thanks. I can't be up here and not just also be in awe of the hospital itself. What a tremendous legacy that you and generations of folks have built here. My dad grew up in Amma and moved to Spencer just after the hospital was built. The folks that were on the board at that time, Foster Hedges and those folks that whose idea it was to bring local rural healthcare in a large setting to a small town, those were my grandpa's contemporaries, but those were my dad's heroes. And I feel like today we're honoring Dad as a hero, as putting him on that pedestal of great Roane Countyans, and I think there are a lot of folks in the next generation that are here today that will remember the same way. So thank you for that. The hospital is, when you grow up in a small town, you think the hospital does so much, both for the community and for people. It's different, the different things that it does. It's, for a while, it was the best restaurant in town, too. I still think there's probably the best mashed potatoes in a 45-mile radius. They're probably here somewhere, too. I haven't found them yet, but also the gym, the fitness complex is here, too. If you say, hey, I got to go to the hospital, in most towns they'd freak out, but here you'd be like, just going to work out, get fit. I also remember one time that I had an old football injury. I was injured in practice, sprained my knee, had to sit out a week, and had to convince the physical therapist that I could cut it. I'm fast enough, and he was like, I don't think you're fast enough to do this. You're not breaking fast, but actually was slow. So that was my problem. But the hospital, I think it was Jeff Tanner. I don't know if I haven't seen him, but anyway, this is just an absolute honor to be able to remember Dad this way. He cared so much about this community. When he moved here, he saw all the great things that were happening. He knew that he wanted to get involved and serve in that capacity and do things and make Roane County the best place to live, work, and raise a family. And I think everyone here shares that legacy. Everyone here shares that wish, and he loved nothing more than to bring people to Roane County. And so the fact that this facility will house the folks who are doing the most good in the community, I think it's just wonderful. And to do it in his name is such an honor. So, Doug, thank you. Thank your team. Thank your staff. Thank your leadership and everyone that works for the hospital. Thank you so much. It was also a perfect excuse for me to wear boots today to make me. I'm tall anyway, but getting to talk to Doug, I can also try to see eye to eye with him. So, on behalf of our family, thank you. Thank you, Senator Capito, for all the great work you do in Washington, and all the dignitaries and folks and everyone. Thank you. This is such an honor to remember Dad this way. So, all the best. Merry Christmas.
Okay, one last thing. In terms of just run of show, we'll have the shuttle out here at some time, and it'll just continue to run for a little while. But we do have a special recognition that hopefully is kind of a surprise. First of all, the plaque will be sitting right outside of the Conference and Education Center. We've got a post, and we'll be digging all of that here in a few days. But we'll have something else that we'll be able to remember Bob for generations to come. So Anita, if you could come up, and maybe Ben and Sam as well. do the unveiling and see what's behind the tarp, please do so.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bob's been staring at me in my office. I'm glad he's down here now. You guys, please enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Feel free, we've got plenty of food and drink, and we'll have the transportation down here at some point, but you can do pictures. Anyway, we'll continue the celebration in memory of Bob. Thank you, guys.